Hello and welcome back to Just Code It. Today we're going to be taking a look at Plotly, specifically tree maps. If you don't know what a tree map is, I'm almost certain you've probably seen one before. Just so you get a little bit of a description or understanding of what we're creating. We can take a look over to the right over here where we're doing a tree map of tips throughout days. We have the distribution essentially between male and female, and then dinner and lunch, but you can see on Sunday and Saturday there's almost all dinners. We're gonna create some charts like this. Some usages for it are financial services. You have the portfolio allocation, risk assessment, things like that. I'm sure you've seen it there, and some other areas that these plots are used in. Let's just get into coding. The first one you can see to the right already. What we do is we're using some tip data. This is a predefined data set from Plotly Express, data, and then tips. What the tip data gives us is some information on tips, obviously. We have total bill, sex, day, time, all that fun stuff. After creating the data, we then do px tree map, pass it that data frame, and then we define a path. This right here is the path that we're creating. What it consists of is a list of constants. We have the day, which is Saturday, as you can see right here. Then the next one in is time, dinner, lunch, then sex, dinner. As we go down, it will go nestled into the tree. After creating the figure, we're then going to update the layout. To do this, we're just going to essentially give it a title and some margin. Let's run this one now. This is going to be on. Let's clear out that. We have everything pretty. Okay, that gives us a bit more room. That is it for the first one, and you can drill down into these. It's an interactive plot. There's not a ton that we can drill down in here, but except for Thursday. Later on, we'll have some better ones though. Up next, we have example 2, where we're going to look at the world's population and breaking it down using this tree map. Each country will be proportional to its population size. How we're going to do this is you use px data and then grab the population data. We're going to query for a specific year, 2007. After getting the data, we're then going to pass it into the px tree map. Again, we're going to create a path which nestles down into where we want to go. We want to go from continent to country. Let's run it real quick and I can show you on the map. After creating the path, we define the values, which is just pop. All it is essentially that little pop-up box color. After creating the data frame, we're going to pass it into the px tree map, then create another graph where we're going to start at continent and move down to country. We're going to size it by, those values are going to be the population, and the color is going to be life expectancy. I actually already ran it, but let me clear this real quick and then just run it again. So we have a clean one. Colored by life expectancy, 72 in China, 64 in India. The hover data is just that data that we're getting when we hover over it. We're going to define the color scale, which is going to be continuous. And the continuous midpoint is going to be the average between the life expectancy and the weights. Then we're going to set the color continuous midpoint of the plot to the midpoint between the population and the life expectancy. That is it though for the figure. Now we're moving on to the update. The update is just adding a title and margin again and finally showing it. And it gives you this plot. The final tree map we're working on is this one right here, where we're just going to define some data, region, category, subcategory, sale, profit, create a data frame with it, pass the data frame into the tree map. Then we are going to go from region to category to subcategory. I'm just going to run this. That's weird. Let's run it again. Okay, we're going to go from region, east, west, north, south, subcategory AB, and then, category, and then subcategory is this lowest one. After creating the path, we're going to set the values to sales. That's going to be how large it is. And the color is going to be set to the profit. More profitable will be yellow, less profitable will be green. And then the color scale is just going to be this continuous one right here. Hover data is going to be sales and profit. After creating the figure, we then update the trace in a different way than we have been recently. What we're doing here in this update is we're going to be adding this text to the inside. Let's clear that out, run it again. This inside text right there, we're going to be adding that custom text. Let me add some notes in here though. This is one method for adding the text. I just described what each part does. The label displays the name of the current, value shows the value, percent shows the percentage of the parent, the previous larger one. Then we have percent entry, which is the percentage of the current node relative to the leaf, which is the end. And then we have the same thing, but for the root, the top level node. There is a bit of an easier way to write this though that I prefer. It's a little wordier, but I think it makes it easier to understand what this is actually trying to do. Let me just paste this in here real quick. Yep. Yeah, that updated it. I actually prefer writing it out this way, even though it's a bit wordier. I have the label and then the value, which is 300% parent. The second update we are going to make is to the layout. And again, it's just like every other one. We're setting the title and then margin, and that's it. Finally showing it. That is it for today. Hope you enjoyed learning how to make a tree map in Plotly. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.